Hello, everybody. I am so excited to be here live with you today. We are talking about getting unstuck. We're talking about getting unstuck and turning the label of unstuck unstoppable. Let me tell you what, I have had experience with being stuck. Let me tell you, well, sometimes bigger than others, but it seems to be a problem that a lot of people are having. And so I thought, you know what? It's something that we could talk about today. And I am feeling so unstoppable that this is the perfect day to have this conversation. Can I tell you, it is a big day. It is a really big day, and I'm beyond excited to talk to you about it. First, I'm going to pull up the live so that I can see comments because I want to be able to interact with you, and I am so excited. All right, guys, listen up. First of all, can you hear me? This is the most important thing. So, Mr. Hardy, if you can hear me, let me know because that is really important. And and you all have heard of the Oscars and the Grammys and the Emmys, and there's all these awards, and they're pretty cool and they're pretty fun. And if you have the opportunity to go and like be on the red carpet and be in the theater and do the whole thing, it's really amazing. Well, there's some awards that are starting this year. They are the National Social Media Awards. They're going to be in Hollywood and do the whole red carpet thing for all the influencers. And guess what? I'm on the committee. I'm going to be there. I'm going to be part of it. And I am very excited to do that. Not only for me personally, because I think personally, well, it's going to be fun, but I used to live in Los Angeles. And as a woman over a certain age, to have the opportunity to participate in an event like that as a 57-year-old woman, it is huge. It is a huge step. Because for those of you who are not over a certain age, you know, I know we take a lot of judgment and whatever. It's not as easy as it may seem at all times to be able to do all the things that we want to do. So it's really exciting. It is really exciting, and I'm hoping that I can actually have them potentially have a special award for influencers over a certain age, like Annie that was here. Oh my goodness, Annie, who was Seinfeld's parents' neighbor. I don't know if you remember her from the show, Annie Corzin. She was here. She's been here with me twice. And she's 89 now, and she is a TikTok influencer. How crazy is that? Last we talked, she had like a 500,000 TikTok people. And yeah, so that's really exciting. So somebody like her would be so incredible too. And I can see her in person because she lives out there. Anyway, it's very exciting, and I am thrilled to death to be able to do that. And thank you to Eric Zuli, who was here 2 weeks ago. He has the Easy Way Network, and I was on his call today, and we are making some plans to do some mutually beneficial things in the future, which is very exciting. We've got lots going on here. So if you are somebody who is feeling stuck, let me know in the comments, like what's going on with you. We're going to start talking about things like that. This channel was previously about court and interviewing judges, and we still have all those interviews. They're not going anywhere, but we are going to also talk about some, other things. And I have some local judges that are going to come on. Oh my God, you're going to love them. They are wonderful. But we're going to expand our topics to the kind of things that people are searching for and try helping some people out. Yeah, because there's a lot of broken out there right now. Well, not just right now. I think since I don't know, maybe 2020 was the catalyst for a lot of stuff to change, and some of it great, and well, some of it needing more adaptability. So there we go. So those are the kind of things we're going to do. And then we have these bricks. We're going to talk about these bricks and the different labels that people put on us and how they're kind of heavy, like these bricks are. And we're going to take things like bossy. Some people, will seem bossy, but are they bossy or are they a leader? And maybe if they are a bossy leader, maybe they can learn how to not use their genuine inner strength as a leader in a not such bossy manner. Do you know what I'm saying? And so, yeah, we're going to work with some people with things like that. So, if you are somebody who, well, just wants to say hi, maybe you're just scrolling through, or maybe you just don't feel like chatting right now, I totally get it. Um, It's late. Well, it's late on the East Coast. You may be a time traveler, by which I mean someone in a country like Australia. I've got a friend, and you know what? It's tomorrow there for her, which always blows my mind because right now it's like 2 o'clock in the afternoon tomorrow. He knows what's happened already. Um, and I find that fascinating. I don't. The one thing my brain just cannot wrap around is time. I really struggle with that, um, which is ironic because I played the Mad Hatter in Alice in Wonderland once upon a time, and that character's big thing is time. It's a whole thing about time. The song's about time, everything's about time. Yeah, and I it fit me in more ways than one. Anyway, alright, so Mr. Hardy, here's what I was thinking. I was gonna do the jacket, except that the Velcro is somewhere in this eternal pile of hell that is sitting next to my desk. So, what I was thinking is maybe we could use the spinner because, um, we used the spinner on the call today, and it was a lot of fun, and so I thought we could get the spinner out, and we could do something, and if it's just you and me, um, let's see. If you say my left, I think you mean my right. Is that better? Um, but I thought that would be fun. I just will need yeah, I don't need one. What is this? I would need a, erasable pen, a dry erase pen. I have one. This is a dry erase pen. I don't need anything. I've got everything I need to do the spinner. So how fun is that? Anyway, on this call that I was on today, they have the exact spinner that we have, which was really cool. And utilizing it, I won a prize for the second week in a row. And it was worth $200, which is really cool. So here's the thing, people in the shorts feed, well, you will be able to see it. Do you know why? Because I'm going to move things over and we're going to do that. All right. So here's what we have. We have a spinner. Fun is this? Okay. So we're going to play a game with the spinner. And do you know what I'm doing? Making it up as I go because you know, as a homeschool mom of 7, this is something we've had to do a lot. Yes, we have 7 children. You wanna hear something fascinating if you don't know us? We have had 7 children born in 4 different decades, yes, me, and they span 3 generations. We have an alpha, some Gen Zs, and some millennials in there, and, holiday parties are quite interesting because, yeah, with the 2 of us, that makes 4 different generations altogether just with us and our children. Try to math that one. It's a lot. Anyway, all right, so that's just a fun fact. So Dave, what are we gonna do with the spinner? I feel like a prize maybe or something coming on. I don't know. Oh my god. Also, we need to do something for our peoples, our members, because you know what? We have members that are rejoining. This is technically their Thursday. So we're going to have to give them a special something because a week from today is Christmas and I'm not doing a members thing on Christmas. So members, if you're watching, I've got to tell you that we're going to do something special. So there. All right. Now, Mr. Hardy, you know what we could do? What we could do is I don't know. You tell me. Are you there? Do I have a Mr. Hardy on a thing? Oh, also, I saw John from Davidson's All Natural Gym, and I put on my calendar to watch his live. For those of you who have never seen Davidson's All Natural Gym, you should check out his channel. It's beautiful. And he was always coming to my lives, but they only go like once a month. And guess what? I forgot, and that's rude. So now it's on my calendar so that I can see him because it's really amazing. And do you know what they talk about? Sawyer things because they chop down trees and do that sort of thing. And I don't do that, but it's still interesting, and they're just really great people. But what he also does is sets up these nature cameras, and yeah, you get to see all this really beautiful nature stuff, so it's really cool. Anyway, also, Dave, I realized because we were on this call with another person with a spinner, that our spinner doesn't spin very good. Look, it's kinda sad, like, it's clunky. So, well, okay, maybe you need to just do it that way. It's kind of fun though, isn't it? Yeah. So, anyway, we should can you hear the spinner? You are here. Okay, good. Um, okay. So, this is what I'm thinking. I'm thinking we're just gonna talk, you and me, in the chat and have a conversation about what we've got going on with the Wave of Influence. Because we have different, well, different ways of explaining things and talking about things. And I think if I'm talking about it here and you're talking about it in the chat, then we can share with everybody what we're doing because not enough people know about it yet, and we really need to get the word out. So, in the middle of talking about being stuck, which if you're stuck and you're a creator, the wave of influence is for you. Do you know what it is? It is an all-inclusive 4 days on our island at the Crown Plaza. And the payment people that we're using have a pay-as-you-go thing, so you can, like, pay a payment every month and not have to pay it all up front. And also, it's the same as you'd spend at every other convention, except you get to stay at the Crown Plaza on an island, and that's not where they all are being held. So, um, spin, spin, spin. Okay, but what are we gonna spin, Mr. Hardy? What are we spinning? I don't know. We could spin topics. Ooh, everybody who's thank you for sharing that. Everybody who stops by can list something. Here's the bummer. We're live on Facebook. You know what I need to do? I need to pull up Facebook because what if people are on Facebook trying to talk and I don't have that pulled up. So I'm gonna do that really quick so that we can get them too. And then we're gonna get some things here. Ready? Hold on just a second because I can talk and look up Facebook at the same time, maybe in my head, but in reality, I don't know, guys. I don't know. Multitasking. We were taught as kids that we could, do all the things. We can't necessarily do things at a time. Also, I do have like 200 Facebook friend requests. I really want to catch up with all of you. I don't know. Dave, you might have to go on there for me and do that. Look at I am live on Facebook. Okay, here we go. Where are we? There we are. Okay. So now if there's people on Facebook, bada bing, bada boom. We can do that. Okay, that's fun. I can see myself twice. Oh, not if I do that. I try to shrink the screen, and then Facebook's like, no, you can't shrink the screen. You have to have all of us on your computer or nothing. So I got to move YouTube over. YouTube's fine with it. Also, can I just give a shout out to YouTube? I know that YouTube as a conglomeration is a big company, yada, yada. But I got to tell you, they've taken really good care of me. They really have. They do a really good job taking care of their creators. And I'm very pleased with the way things are there. And they make me very happy. We have these calls once a week or 2 or 3 times a week. And it's just been really nice. Um, I got to say, I really appreciate it. So, if Caitlin and Alex and Carol and all the rest of you are watching, thank you. Mwah, I love you. They put in a lot of time for us, and it's really cool. So, like the shirt, I mean, I even got the shirt. Oh my God, you guys, I have a blanket. I have all these little things because, yes, they're little things, but they are very significant and meaningful. So we appreciate it. All right. So, anyway, oh, what do we got going on here? Oh, we have captions on Facebook. That's nice. I don't know if I did that or not, but there it is. Okay. Also, here's a fun fact. I'm putting out music and then I'm using my own music in my videos, and they're being flagged on YouTube for copyright. The reason I'm making my own videos is so I don't get copyright strikes. They're not strikes, but I can't get monetized. It's a whole weird thing. I don't know. But I'm hoping that once I link the music videos, then I use clips of those videos, then it'll be okay. Oh my God, you guys. I don't understand why it doesn't understand its official artist channel. The music is literally right there. Fine. So, and Facebook wouldn't play some of my stuff because it had music. So anyway, okay, my favorite, biggest song is coming out on Monday, and I'm so excited. It's not gonna be everywhere on Monday. It takes a month for things to get out on iHeart. I don't understand why, but I really wanna share it with you, and that little clip at the beginning, that was part of it, and it's just a lot of fun. It involves a phoenix, and I get to turn into a phoenix and do all kinds of crazy stuff, and I just really had a good time with it. Um, so yeah, there's that. What else? I'm trying to find I don't so okay, so now YouTube doesn't want me to shrink it. This is so bizarre. I'm trying to see you and see everybody at the same time. This is a new thing for me, but yeah, okay, it'll work. All right, Dave, what are we doing with the spinner? We need to spin. We absolutely need to spin the wheel. And now I've lost my mouse. Do you know I use the sidecar feature from one computer to the next? And do you know it's great and it's fun, except when your mouse goes from one computer to the other, and then I don't know, then it goes down some labyrinth on its own and it makes its own decisions. And it's interesting. I am frozen over. This is so interesting. I'm sorry. I keep saying that because I'm in two places at once. All right. So Party. We're spinning. What? Should we spin where we go out to dinner tomorrow? That might be kind of fun. We could get people to give us suggestions. Can you guys give us suggestions? Where should we go to dinner tomorrow? Or what should we eat tomorrow? I don't know, Dave. Are you cooking tomorrow, or are we going? You're probably cooking. I don't know. We need something on the spinner. I know we need to write something on the spinner. So I think we should write food. I think people should help us write food, and we should write things like we could write like tacos. It's not Tuesday. We could write tacos, and we could write pizza because that sounds really good. Oh my gosh, you guys, we got pizza here. The place is called Bizarro's. That's the people's last name. They're from New York. I never liked New York pizza because I was born in Chicago. My people are from Chicago, and you have to like deep dish pizza if you're from Chicago. In fact, we used to pay quite a bit of money to have it flash frozen in Chicago and sent to us. Um, that was before FedEx. It was ridiculous, but just so that we could get the Chicago pizza. And now I eat New York pizza and I love it a whole lot. So anyway, okay, so we got tacos, we got pizza. What else is there? I don't know. Ooh, there we are. Hey, good to see you. Glamorously grounded. What about sushi? Ooh, I'm gonna write sushi here so we can see it. Sushi. Now I'm gonna write spaghetti on the purple because you can barely see it. And I don't really want that. Spaghetti is my food when I don't have time, and yeah, sometimes you just gotta eat it, but it's like the cheapest thing we can make, spaghetti and hot dogs. I don't know. We used to have this teen group, and they would come once a month, and every other month, we'd have spaghetti or we'd have hot dogs because it was a huge group, it was cheap, it was easy, and kids like it. Bada bing, bada boom, and then they would bring the sides and drinks, and it worked out really well. I think maybe that's I just had enough of it. Isn't it funny how you really want something and you eat a lot of it and then you're super sick of it? Here's a crazy first world problem with that. I used to work at a country club and they fed us prime rib every night. And I was like, if I eat another piece of prime rib, I will just, bleh. Who gets sick of prime? Well, because you can't give it to somebody every day. You know what I'm saying? Am I able to go live on X? I don't know. Not from here right now because I've already set everything up and I don't even wanna pretend like I can do that while I'm talking. If you have just stopped by, let me know a food that we can put on the spinner that we can decide what we're gonna eat tomorrow night because we don't know what we're eating tomorrow night and we wanna spin the spinner because, well, it's just fun. We can decide what we're all gonna eat tomorrow night. Maybe you all don't know what you're eating either, and this is gonna help. Dave, we should actually do this more often. Okay, so we got tacos, pizza, spaghetti, sushi. What else? What other kinds of things? Oh my gosh. So we make a mean what is the thing that Jay loves? What is that food? Why can I not think of it? With the white sauce, it's the stroganoff. Oh my gosh, you guys, that's so good. Also, speaking of stroganoff, I'm thinking of Bella, and I miss her very much. We haven't had borscht for a long time, actually, since she made it last for us. And I feel like it was really good. I'm not a beet person, but I do like that. Go figure. All right. What else do we have? I don't know. Dave, what do you really like to make? Oh my gosh. What did you make today? You made like Euro meat, kind of like a gluten-free version of it so we could eat it because I can't have gluten. I've got to tell you what, Dave took ground beef and somehow made these Euro things with it. It was so good. And it was great. We could have that again. I would even have that again. What else? I am having Oh my gosh, you know what would be really good? Okay, you know what I'm putting in here? I'm putting my Mizithra. For those of you who don't know, Spaghetti Factory has a browned butter and Mizithra cheese pasta that is my absolute favorite. And, yeah, I love it. I love it a lot. And we don't have a Spaghetti Factory here, but you can get the Mizithra cheese. You just have to brown the butter. And if you have not tried browning butter, let me tell you what, it's a real numbers game because you got to sit and stare at it, right? You got to stare at it because there will be a 30-second time period sometime in 30 minutes when it will burn. It goes from not being done to burnt in no time at all. Okay, so you're giving me things. I'm loving it. Okay, Skyline. For those of you who don't know, Skyline chili is Cincinnati chili. It's not your typical chili. It's not like a football tailgate chili. It's like liquid. It is like a thin liquid that you pour over spaghetti noodles, and it has cinnamon in it. It is so whatever. I also like Tommy's chili, which is more like thick paste that you put over French fries. I don't know. It's weird, but we like them. Okay, and then doner kebab. Doner. Yes. Okay, so we can do that. Is it donor? That's what you made tonight. You made donor. It was more like a donor than a gyro, but it's kind of similar. Anyway, so our daughter who lives in Germany, she loves donor, and we would go to eat that with her, and it is so very good. But unfortunately, like the gyros, they put it's like a meat mixture that they mix with flour, and then they cook it. And if you're gluten free, you can't eat it. So Dave has found a way to make those things, and he even made me a tzatziki sauce tonight. It was dairy free because I'm one of those really fun people who can't have anything like dairy or gluten or eggs. And yeah, so there we go. But he's really good about taking anything. Like he can make biscuits and gravy. We even eat pizza. It's crazy. Anyway, all right. So we've got donor, skyline, Mazithra, sushi, spaghetti, pizza, stroganoff, tacos, and we can't spin to pick yet because we need two more things. So if you're here and you're watching, put something in the comments like what's a good dinner? What is your favorite food? That would be a good thing to share. I would love that. Now, earlier, somebody told me that my backdrop looked purple. It is not supposed to be purple. Oh, I know why. Does it look like a teal color now? Because that's what it's supposed to look like. I had a different light, and apparently that made it look purple, but that light turned off. I think this is better. Um, yeah, this is the last part of the backdrop is the lighting and the ugly pillow on the back of my something anyone wants to look at. Okay. Anyway, okay. So for those of you just joined us, we are deciding what we're all going to eat tomorrow for dinner. Now you can take it or leave it. We're going to take it. And so we've written down some things. We've got donor, skyline, Mazithra, brown butter, Mazithra cheese, sushi, stroganoff, pizza, tacos, and spaghetti. Yep. And so when we get it all filled out, we're going to spin it. We're going to decide what we are going to eat. So we need two more things. Do you have a suggestion? We're also going to talk about getting unstuck. Oh my gosh, because that is the title of the whole thing. And if you've clicked on this because you're feeling stuck, can I just give you some encouragement? Let me tell you what. It may seem like things are really rough, and it may seem like you're in a rut. Guess what? Guess what? This is your preparation time. This is your preparation time. So you need to look around and see, okay, I've been doing the same thing. I don't really like where I am, yada, yada, yada. But you're there, right? You're in this uncomfortably comfortable stuck zone, which is the perfect time to look around and decide where you really want to go. And I tell you, huge things have happened here in my world over the last year because I decided that I was going to aim super high and see where the chips fell. And guess what? They fell higher than I was even aiming. I'm telling you, if I can do it, you can do it. I'm a 57-year-old woman sitting here who's making it all happen from her home studio. I'm telling you, you can. So, and I'm here. If you want to talk to somebody and figure it out, I'm absolutely here for you because you know what? Obviously, if I can do it, you can do it. It's amazing. Oh my gosh. And if you weren't here earlier for the announcement, I've got to tell you, and I see fish bowls in the thing, but I don't want to write that down right now. If, okay. So there's the Grammys and there's the Oscars and there's all these things. Well, there's going to be these social media awards and they're going to be in Hollywood too with the red carpet and the whole thing and all the press. And guess what? I got picked to be on the committee today. It's very exciting because that means I get to be there. Yeah, that's going to be amazing. I also put on an awards show for creators over the age of 50. And so what we're going to do is hopefully put some recognition on some creators over the age of 50 because let's face it, a lot of influencers. I mean, you guys really, it's what people want to look at. You want to look at these beautiful airbrush 18-year-olds, and I don't blame you. They're beautiful. But also, there is something else out there. And for the rest of us who are over a certain age, it's just nice to have that pointed out amongst all the other beautiful people, because realistically, the views. But it will be very nice to have everybody recognize. Very happy about it. And this group is really big on including everybody, which I think is incredible because I think it's about time. Don't you? I think everybody needs to be included with all the things. And I personally, this is my soapbox, don't understand why we're not including everybody all the time anyway. I mean, really, seriously, guys, religions, colors of skins, why? Why does that matter? We're all people. I'm literally making a human flag. I'm sick of the parties. I'm sick of the fighting. We're just going to have a human flag and everybody can have one and we can all share that together because, well, I think that's where we need to be. It's just my personal thing. Bada bing, bada boom. All right. So we have two last things, and one of them will be fish bowls. I'm putting fish bowls on the purple too, because fish bowls and spaghetti, no offense, this is not something that I want to eat. And here's why. Fish bowls aren't innately bad. Fish is good for you, except the good part about the fish bowls is like the sour cream and the cheese you get to put on it. And I don't get those things and it's just kind of unless you have really good guac. And if we had guac, then we can have it. But otherwise, we have one more thing. What is something that we really like? You know what sounds kind of good actually, Dave? Is to bake a chicken and make some of our stuffing, like our stuffing that we would have on a holiday, but just randomly make it. So, those of you watching, do you make are there some holiday foods that you only make on the holidays that you never make outside of a holiday? Because our stuffing, I think I've made it once ever that wasn't Thanksgiving, Christmas, or Easter. I just don't make it, but I like it. Ironically, it kinda tastes like a White Castle hamburger. I'm not gonna lie, it's basically the same ingredients. I'm putting chicken and stuffing down because we can pretend like a chicken is a turkey because the turkeys are gonna go very much on sale. Highly, highly recommend you buy 2 turkeys just before Christmas when they're like 49 cents a pound because that's the only time you're gonna find meat at that price that is, okay meat to eat. Okay, chicken and stuffing is it. Okay, now I think that to make this last, see, if I spin it once and then we pick what we're eating for dinner, well, that's boring because then we've spun it once and the whole game is over and it's been a lot of lead up. So I think we're going to spin it. And every time we spin it, I'm going to erase something. And then at the end, guess what? We'll have one thing left. And that's what we're going to have for dinner tomorrow. Hope the kids don't mind. They don't really get a choice. All right. And then what we'll do is we'll share with you our whole process of cooking it or buying it or whatever we do. And then we'll have, yeah, whatever. Because I really want to start getting to know you all better and doing more with you, posting in the community thing and talking to you and all that, which was hard when I was interviewing the judges because really people were just coming to watch the judges and then leaving, which is fine. I mean, they're incredible, except it didn't really make for this building of a community kind of a thing. Ooh, shrimp scampi. Do we still have another space? I'm going to erase fish bowls and I'm going to put shrimp scampi because that does sound better. Probably not better for us, but okay. And here's the other thing. Every one of these things my husband can make, well, except the pizza, we get that at Bizarro's, but, and the sushi. He doesn't make sushi. There's a really good place here. Here's a fun fact about this place. It's the best food. It is such good Japanese food. Oh my gosh. When I was a little girl, my dad used to go to Japan and that's where he did business. And so he really got us all into the food and everything. And it was wonderful. And so I grew up eating sushi in a time when most people thought that wasn't something you ate. And and it's really nice now because you can find it everywhere. But this place is so good and you have to have a reservation. But when you go inside, it looks like no one's done any kind of upgrading since, I don't know, 1983. It's interesting. It's kind of like the place we live here. And another thing I like about that, which is this. I'm originally from Los Angeles, and Miami is similar to that if you're on the beach, in that everybody is just perfect and airbrushed and wonderful. And that's great for them, but I'm not. And so it's nice to be able to go to a place where here where you can just kind of be yourself, even when you're on the beach and fit in and feel comfortable and not feel like, whatever. All right. So I'm going to spin and then I'm going to erase one of our foods. And then every time we spin, we'll erase another one. And then we're going to end up with dinner. How exciting is that? Oh, are there, oh, that's my computer reflecting. That's so cool. All right. You ready? All right. Here we go, Dave. And for those of you watching, you can play along with us. The first one we spin, you can either choose that for dinner or not choose it for dinner. Okay, we're not having tacos. No tacos for the Hardy family for dinner for tomorrow night. All right, there we go. Tacos, it is not going to be. Do this again. All right. And put in the comments, what is your favorite dinner? Like I said, mine is a brown butter. Oh my God, we really weren't supposed to have tacos because it landed in the same spot again. All right, we're going to spin it better. All right. There we go. Can you hear it? I don't know because my mic, like it takes some things out sometimes, so I'm not quite sure if you can hear it or not. All right. This is so interesting. My video has been muted in certain countries. Okay, that's crazy. All right, pizza. Oh man, I'm not getting my pizza. Okay, well, that's fine. I'm very sad about that. Honestly, that was probably my number one choice. But that's okay. Pizza it is not. All right, so for those of you just joining, we are spinning to find out what we are having for dinner. We're doing it by process of elimination with the spinning wheel. And you can get ideas for your dinner too. If you're like me, you hate that question, what's for dinner? Oh, no donor. Okay, well, we're not having that, which is fine because we had it tonight. Could have had it again tomorrow. Dave does a really good job, but we're not going to. So that's okay. All right. Now, I need to move something real quick so I can see. So this is very interesting. I'm in Facebook jail apparently right now because they're not showing my live stream to anybody. That's fine. I don't know how to get out of Facebook jail. I mean, I'm not really in I don't know. I don't know what yeah. I really like really talking to people more than I like social media. Don't tell anybody. Okay, here we go. Ready? Spin. And what are we not having for dinner tomorrow? Let's find out. We are not having what? Oh my God, tacos. We're really not meant to have tacos, Dave. We really are not going to have any tacos. So that's fine. Okay. Now, what is something else that has happened today? Dave, is there anything that's happened to you today that you want to share? I don't know. I think did you start out golfing today? Was that today? I feel like today's been exceptionally long. We're also not having sushi. Okay, so we're taking off all the things I want to eat. I just want to let you know. So there we go. That was my number 2 thing to eat tomorrow, and we're not having it. So but I don't have to answer the question, what's for dinner? And I have to say, I'm very thankful that Dave's doing the cooking because I really hate the question, what's for dinner? Tell me what you guys think. Do you like that question? Do you mind it when people ask? When it's solely your responsibility, sometimes it gets a little stressful. I'm not going to lie. But it's not mine right now. And I'm happy because he likes to cook. It's wonderful. All right. All right. Where are we going now? We are not having Skyline for dinner. All right. No Skyline chili, no Cincinnati chili, or any version thereof. Not over spaghetti, not as a dip. There is no Skyline tomorrow. Her daughter will be very sad. It's one of her favorite things. So there we go. All right, guys, I need you to hit the little thumbs up button because it is very helpful for us if you would do that. And it just lets YouTube know, hey, I stopped by. And yeah, plus maybe we're giving you dinner ideas and you can't beat that. Okay, what else we got? You ready? Da, 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 da. This is so much better than making a decision on my own. This is a lot more fun. Okay, we're not having Mizithra. So at our local Publix, they actually have Mizithra cheese, which is a brand of Romano cheese. For those of you who don't know, it's just a really hard Romano cheese, akin to Parmesan in some form or fashion. And anyway, you put it, brown butter and Mizithra cheese, they have it at the Spaghetti Factory, and it's so good. It's my favorite food. No part of that should I be eating. And yet, sometimes I do, because I like it. And yeah, unlike our son who's got celiac, and he cannot eat gluten. Because if you don't know this, children who have celiac and eat gluten can be affected emotionally and be sad. And he is when he eats it. So he does not. All right, you ready? What are we not having for dinner tomorrow? And this is a good way to get unstuck. What if you had a spinner? Because really, you don't even need like an official spinner. Oh, well, we're not having one of those things. Because you could even do it like write down, if you're feeling stuck about something, you need to make a decision and you don't know what decision to make. Well, and you want to make a random decision, you could always make a dice decision. Write down what all the numbers mean and roll the dice. Hey, but I think my favorite way to get unstuck, to be honest, is a pro-con list. What's wrong with a pro-con list? Because then you're making an educated discussion or decision, right? Also, it didn't take into account that we're going to have to spin this wheel many times in order to get rid of everything but one. But that's okay. You did go golfing this morning. Okay. That's what I thought. All right. Yeah, because you talk to the peoples and you're doing the things. Okay. No chicken and stuffing. Nope. No chicken and stuffing. We're not pretending like it's Thanksgiving tomorrow. All right. So what do we have left? We have stroganoff, spaghetti, and shrimp scampi. Are you kidding me? The 2 things on the color that I did not want, those are what is left. That's fine. I'm really hoping I'm cheering for the stroganoff. I am cheering for it really hard. It is our daughter's favorite food. We used to eat it every single Sunday. Hey, Dave, have you hit the thumbs up button? I don't know, because that would be helpful. All right, are you ready? Spinning again. We're going to end up, I swear, if we end up, well, it's not going to be fish bowls. I didn't want fish bowls. I erased that before we even started because I wasn't in the mood. No offense. I know you like them, and I'm sorry. They're just no good without the sour cream and the cheese on them. Oh, I'm watching everyone else eat it, it's just wow. Speaking of that, you know what does sound good that I can eat? It is Rice Krispie treats. Did you know that real Rice Krispies have gluten, but the generic Rice Krispies, they don't? True. Okay, there we go. Well, I mean, it depends on the generic ones, but in general. All right. Apparently, we're just gonna spin a spinner over and over and over until we, yeah, it's kind of like a ASMR kind of thing, really, isn't it? Ah, can I tell you what? We are now left with the 2 least favorite things of mine. You were the first one to hit like button. Okay, alright, well, there we go. Okay, guys, we have spaghetti and shrimp scampi. It's not that I don't like shrimp scampi, just that it wasn't not number 1 on my list, but that's okay. Alright, so whatever by process of elimination, whatever is left, this is what we have to eat for dinner tomorrow. It's kind of fun. It's kind of nope, we're just gonna keep going. Alright, and then when we're done with the dinner with the dinner, we'll have to come up with something for next time because I feel like we need something better. We need something for y'all to engage in. Um, yeah, so there we go. Alright. Well, thank God we're not having spaghetti. I wasn't in the mood for spaghetti, and if you're Italian and you make a real from scratch spaghetti dinner, and this is not what I'm talking about. We don't do that here. I do have that recipe, but we make it from a jar, and it's not my favorite. So, this we are going to have for dinner tomorrow, the shrimp scampi. Here we go. Okay. So, we have made a decision about dinner. Neither one of us had to decide it. I kind of like that. So, it goes with our thing today because today we're talking about getting unstuck and being unstoppable. What does that mean? Why are we talking about that? Well, because we're going to start talking on this channel about labels and well, in general being stuck with the labels that other people give us. Because people label people all the time. Think about it when you go people watching. Do you ever go people watching? Most people like to go people watching. And you know what? What are we doing when we do that? We're labeling people. Hey, I bet that guy does this and this, or I bet that guy does that and that. And why are we doing that? Because we're judging them based on our generalizations about people, right? And the labels that we tend to give certain people. Yeah, nobody likes to admit it, but that is actually what we do. And everywhere we go, we label people. Think about it. Like when you're in college, right? And you're sitting in class, like there's the guy that always wears the red hat, and there's the girl with the green jacket, and there's that guy that says that weird thing every time, right? Like everybody has a thing. That's how we remember people when we don't remember their names. We remember their labels. And sometimes that's okay because it gets us through the day. It helps us remember, different people. But it's when we start calling people those labels, either meanly as names or thinking that we're being helpful or thinking that we're being whatever, and it's not always helpful. For instance, I was lurking around Reddit, well, not lurking, but reading in Reddit about labels and what people thought. And somebody said, and this intrigued me, that as a child, their parents called them smart and they hated that label. That's not a label that I ever hated, but they hated that label because they felt that it set them up for failure. They felt that it set them up to have to be something that maybe they couldn't achieve, and they didn't want that label. They wanted something else. And I thought, wow, so even as parents, when we think we're using a good label, we think we're calling our kids whatever, that it's not always good. Also, something to remember about children. The reason they can't get tattoos until they're 18 is because they changed their mind. And so if you label them one thing or another, or encourage them to label themselves as one thing or another, that very well may change. And I highly recommend just letting loose of all that. And why do we have to articulate everything out loud and just let them be them until they decide who the heck they are, which really is between 25 and 30. Let's be fair. Um, and because I think about my daughter, right? When she was 5, she was super into the Cars movie. If she could have tattoos, she would have got tattoos of cars because she loved it. She would have thought she would love it forever. And then she was really into the movie Planes, and she would have got tattoos of those too because she loved those. And as she goes through things, she gets really into something, right? And then she changes her mind. And today it just seems like we're putting all these tags on people that are just in a flux, and they're supposed to be in flux because they're kids. What I mean, what I'm saying. Stop the labels. Don't label them as anything except themselves, and don't put them in a box. Literally. Um, of your own making, either because you're afraid they wanna be something and you're gonna overcompensate for calling them that, or because you really want them to be something that they don't, and so you're gonna call them that. Um, because those things stick. Things that parents tell their children stick, and I don't say that to be, like, scary, but they do, and, we've got adult children, and there's things I said to them, I had no idea how long still there. And so I just wanna encourage you, if you're a younger parent or you've got young kids, just words matter. That would be the end the title of that soapbox speech is that words matter. And, yeah, of loving things are good. And, encouraging them to be the best they can be, period, like that, right? Encouraging. Um, Not necessarily giving everybody a trophy all the time, not, whatever, but encouraging them to be the best they be, and if they've got something that they're really good at, help them be better at that thing if they want you to, or leave them do it on their own, them succeed. I think that a lot of us, well, we really feel like we need to help our kids along, and sometimes we need to learn the lessons of failing so that they can learn the lesson to get out of it, which is getting them unstuck. Because if we do everything for them, or learn how to do it themselves, and then before they know it, they're a grown up who can't take care of it. So, anyway, keep them safe, though. Oh my god, all kinds of conflict, am I right? It's a lot to be a parent. Anyway, okay, that was the serious part. Now I think we need to go back to having fun. What fun are we going to have? Well, let's see. I've got these bricks, and I thought maybe you all could help me figure out the opposite labels for these bricks. For instance, Dave, bossy. I've got what I think is the opposite for bossy. What do you guys think is the opposite for bossy? Or what's a way we could reframe bossy? If you're somebody that everyone is called bossy and you're trying to take power and you're trying to be whatever and that you're rude, right? That's kind of what that says. But what is a way of reframing this word? What's a way that somebody who is bossy could change up a little something to make this be a positive? Because that is really what we're going to do. So many people label us as things. And how are we going to, well, get rid of it is my question. Dave, do you have one? Also, I should be responding in the should I be responding? I don't know. I feel like I'm telling you, so I'm not typing it. But anyway, so bossy. Anybody have any ideas? No? All right. Here's my idea. Somebody who's bossy is also a leader. They're a born leader. Some people have different leadership styles, and maybe you need to chill a little bit on the bossy part. Really, this is a really good quality if you learn how to turn it into good leadership. So, see, we can take something that somebody gives us, it's negative and nasty, and turn it into something good. World needs more good leaders. My daughter's laughing really hard, and so she's obviously happy. Here's one. We're going to do this one next week. This is failure. We're going to turn failure into success next week, and I'm going to talk all about it. But for today, we're going to put this one aside. But if this is something you deal with, you're going to want to come next. All right. Now we have too loud, but to go with it, there's actually another one. You ready? I know people that have been called too loud and also too quiet. Why are these both bad things? They're not, right? They're not. But depending on who you are and who calls you one of these, it can be negative. How frustrating is that? A lot of people are very quiet when they meet new people. And do you know what I realized? because I've been writing these songs, right? And I'm trying to write songs about things that matter, that people are dealing with, people that I know are dealing with. And one of them is socially awkward. I did write a song about being socially awkward. And do you know what I realized about it? It has to do with this brick, kind of, is that it is socially encouraged to be so. As a society, it is cool in certain generations to say, "I can't go out because I don't know what to say and I don't know what to do and whatever." Like, that is encouraged, and anybody who isn't like that at this point is almost seen as being the weird one in a lot of social groups, not everywhere. I find that fascinating. I really do. Um, 'Cause why is that a thing? And so there's a lot of people that are too quiet, and then they stay home, and the people at home think they're too loud. And that is how same person has both of these, right? Because it's cool to be socially awkward, and when you're out, you're too quiet. And then when you're home, because you're cooped up all the time because 'cause you're not going anywhere, you got all this nervous energy, and you're this guy. So, I don't know. I think maybe finding a way to have a positive outlet, and maybe we should find ways of encouraging people to get back out together and, well, helping people be more comfortable getting out together because things are different. And if we keep doing things the exact same way, but expecting it to everything else to change, isn't that Einstein's theory of insanity, right? Doing the same thing over and over, expecting different results. So, um, yeah. Anyway, here's one we could talk about today. This is another thing that I feel like has been made cool. Like, "Oh my god, I'm so triggered." No, some people are triggered. I get triggered by things in a legitimate way. I'm not saying you should never say that word, but it's almost encouraged, is it not, to have, like, a competition to see who is more broken, damaged, and triggered by life itself? Um, is that? I think that's something I'm asking that rhetorically. I feel like I do know an answer, but, um, uh, why? Is this where people want to be? And how can we turn this around? Well, if you're damaged, if you feel like you're damaged or somebody has called you damaged, that's because you've been through a lot. You've been through a lot of stuff. What that else that means is that you made it through. You got through all that stuff and you're here and you live to tell about it. And you know what that means? You're a survivor. But personally, I find that word to be almost negative because it means it labels you as somebody who has had to go through something and then everybody else has to know about it. And I don't think that's very cool. So I think somebody who has a label of damaged, who's been through a lot of crap but has lived through it is actually strong because you're here today. And if you went through something that made you this tough, then you're strong now. And then we can change it to strong. See? And this is where the labels come. So many people are clinging to these negative labels. And don't have, we don't have to think is that we can actually put them down, pick up something positive and move forward. And it may not be cool to move forward. And it may not be cool. Say, you know what, I'm not broken and I'm successful and I'm going to be successful. It's so much better. Can I tell you something else? This whole thing about knocking on wood because you say something good, it's all lies. Did you know that? It's lies. Yeah. Successful people, they talk about success and share the good things that they're doing with other successful people. And then you know what they do? They work together to build more success. Look at Shark Tank, okay? Those guys aren't like, "Oh, I did a good business deal, knock on wood, don't tell anyone." No, no, because they're successful. They do. So, I want to encourage you, if you have something good happen, tell people about it. And I don't mean brag about it, but tell people about it. Like what happened to me today. It was very good news. I was very excited. I wanted to tell you all about it. I couldn't wait. I had already done today's thing from stuck to unstoppable, and then I had something happen that made me feel unstoppable. And I was like, "Oh my gosh, this is the perfect night to go live and talk about this." Because if you would have seen me in 2014, I was in a wheelchair. I couldn't leave my bedroom because there was 5 steps, and I couldn't even crawl up those steps to go in the rest of the house to see my family. I had 6 kids living with us at that time. We had camp chairs around my bed because that's where people would come and hang out with me because I couldn't even go to see them in the house. We had 2, like, preschoolers and 5 teenagers. Guys, no one would have thought that days like today would happen. They didn't even think I'd make it. If I can have all the things happening that are happening with me, you can get unstuck and have things happen too. That's why we're doing this, and that's why we're pivoting the channel, and that's why we're freaking out the algorithm, and it's gonna let 5 people watch us for the next few weeks, and I don't really care, because if one person watches and one person can say, "Hey, that's me, and maybe I could actually do something more," I've won, and it's good, and I really don't care what the numbers are. So, that's where we're at, and that's why we're doing it, and I'm very excited. And for those of you who did not find out what happened today, I got picked to be on the committee for the National Social Media Awards, which is gonna end up being like the Oscars and the Grammys, and it may not be as big this year, but it's gonna be as big in the next couple of years. I get to get in and help everyone put it together and be there, the red carpet and all the influencers and doing all the things, and it's very exciting for me. And I had people call me an influencer a few weeks ago, and it was weird. It was weird. Being a certain age and having that word is a strange word to me. I don't know what to tell you. Um, it's just a weird word. But anyway, I'm not 18. I don't know. All right. So we are going to have one more brick. We're going to talk about it. And then we're going to let Dave's crash because it's late. It's so good to stay up with me. And also, if you're in here, can you just like give Dave the love and like give a thumbs up or do something for Dave because he's amazing. All right. Last brick is lazy, guys. I've learned a lot about the word lazy in the last week or so, and I got to share it with you because it's exciting. And maybe if you're watching, this isn't something that applies to you, but maybe you're going to be watching, maybe you're watching this later on, and it will. Because here's the thing, you're not really lazy, you're avoidant. Yeah, you're not lazy. It's not that you don't want to do anything but sit around, it's that you don't want to do the thing you'd have to do if you got up. So really what you need to do is figure out either how you can get someone else to do that thing or just damn thing and move on because then you don't have to sit around anymore. That's the deal. So either pay someone to do it, bribe someone to do it, or get up and do it. Because once it's done, you don't have to sit around and avoid it anymore and you can move forward. How exciting is that? There isn't a lazy. It's not a lazy. The person in your life you think is lazy, they're not lazy. They're avoiding something. Find that out, help them get over it, and then they're going to be much more involved with you or your life or whatever, or maybe their own life, because maybe if they're sitting on the couch all day, that's really sad. And you don't want them to do that. And they don't want to do it. They really don't. They just don't want to do the other thing more. So there we go. So anyway, if you've just joined us, we're talking about how lazy isn't lazy. Yeah, because right now you're watching YouTube and you're scrolling somewhere. I don't know where. Maybe you're sitting on the couch, or maybe you're sitting in bed, or maybe you're driving and you're just listening. But guess what? No matter what you're doing, you're not lazy. People have called you lazy. That's not it. You're avoiding something. What are you avoiding? Figure it out. Go do the thing, pay someone, bribe someone, get it done, get out. I love that. I love it. I love it so much. So, anyway, we have established today many things, one of which is the Hardy family is going to eat shrimp scampi tomorrow. We're going to take a picture of it and we're going to put it in the community post. And I'm going to show you that we really are eating it. Maybe we can even film Dave making it. That would be amazing. He makes a mean shrimp scampi. And also, let's start doing that live. Dave, maybe you could cook. Cool. Because he can do all these things that are like gluten-free and dairy-free, but still really good. And a lot of people need that. Something to consider. Yeah. So anyway, thank you for joining me. Thank you for dealing with the bricks with me and the spinner. I have had a lot of fun with you. Really big night, and I was not going to sleep. So this has been very helpful. It's been wonderful to talk to you. And I hope that you have an amazing, amazing weekend. I will be back here on Tuesday, probably. Yes, because my goal is to have guests with me on Tuesday. We can chit chat about different labels and about ditching all these negative things and moving forward in a positive way. Too many people that are stuck. We got to get them unstuck. Let's do it. Let's do it as a group, as a crowd, as humans, because we need to be on this. It's time. So I love you. Mwah! I thank you so much for joining me. And Dave, you're the best. You really are. And my mouse is now not attached to the computer. I can't stop going live anytime soon. So I'm going to talk while I try to find out where the mouse is. No, seriously, guys, this is hysterically funny. Um, because I did the sky. Okay, there we go. Yeah, it helps if your eyes see well. That does help a lot. And so yeah, mine don't. So sometimes it makes things extra interesting like that. Anyway, shrimp scampi. I hope that if you have shrimp scampi, let me know. I'll post something tonight in the community post, and then there will be something to reply to, and you can say, yeah, we're having it, we're not having it, yada yada, whatever. And